back. Today, as you guys see in the title, we're gonna be doing get ready with me makeup routine step by step. I would have never thought to do this video because, to be completely honest, I always don't really think my makeup is like that good, so I'm always like, people aren't gonna care to see this. But literally every time I go live on TikTok and I'm like getting ready, everyone has been asking for a step-by-step makeup routine, so I figured I would just post this for you guys because it's been like super requested. So yeah, we're gonna start this off, and I'm gonna start this off by saying I have a lot of acne scarring. These aren't even acne, this is just scarring. I struggle with hormonal acne. I talk about it so much. I have PCOS, so my acne is super bad, especially in my jaw area and my like cheeks. I don't really get it on the nose. I don't really get it on my forehead at all. It's just the lower areas, which is the most for hormonal acne, and there is nothing wrong with that. Literally nothing wrong with it, by the way. Everyone is so beautiful. Acne seriously doesn't change that. I just want to remind you guys. I know it's hard because like I will get so insecure about my acne and my acne scars, but it literally doesn't make you any less beautiful, I promise you. So anyways, let's get into it. The first thing I start out with is just pinning my hair back. I only do this when I'm doing my eyes. Once I start doing my face, I just put my hair behind my ears because honestly, these kind of annoy me when I'm doing my face makeup. I don't know why. But a beauty blender, I used to hate using beauty blenders, and I used to be the biggest freaking hater on these things. Like, I was like, I don't need a beauty blender because they suck, and I would rather just use a brush. And I still feel that way, but this has been really doing me right. So we're gonna hold on to it. Also, I always start off my makeup with skincare, so you always want to just wash your face before wash your face, do all that stuff, and then start off with like a clean face. I don't put on any moisturizer because I'm gonna do that when I do my actual makeup. I'm always just gonna put on some Aquaphor on my lips. Seriously? I guess my lawn guy is here. Like, really? When I'm filming a video, you come. Aquaphor. I don't use any other chapstick. I only use Aquaphor. It is just a must in my skincare, my makeup, literally everyday basis. I'm telling you guys, Aquaphor is so much better than literally anything in the world. So I always start with a little bit of that. I'm gonna go wet my beauty blender real quick and I'll be back and then we can get started. Okay, so now that you have this big old beauty blender, you can get started on everything else. What the hell? Why is my lawn guy here? There's literally a hurricane coming. Like, he should go home. Well, I actually appreciate him doing this before the hurricane. But I feel like it's just gonna get messed up because they're saying it's gonna be really bad. Oh yeah, by the way, the hurricane is supposed to hit like in the middle of the night tonight, tomorrow-ish, so that's really great. Anyways, I start off with my brows, and all of my makeup I'm gonna show you guys is literally in these two drawers. I don't organize it because it's just gonna get messy again, so I just like to put it all in the drawers. There's really no need to organize your makeup because it's just gonna get messed up, let's be honest. But if you do it, I really respect you because I don't know how you do it, because my makeup will literally be a mess the day after. This is what I use. This stuff is literally my holy grail. Seriously. Like, are we for real? Thank you. This is my holy grail. I feel like a makeup guru right now. I'm also gonna like talk to you guys about like some TMI girl stuff while I'm doing this, just because I figured that all my girls are gonna be watching this, so it's a great time to do a little TMI talk. This stuff is so good. I like the tinted one just because I'm a fan of tinted brow gels. I don't really like the clear ones. I feel like they don't look as good. So I go into this. I use black. And the thing with my eyebrows is I have like a lot of hair. Like, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there is a lot of hair on my eyebrows, but it's super fine hair. So for me, I really have to brush them up for them to have their full effect. So I really love this product because it really just brushes them and it will stay all day long. So I really love this. So as you guys can see already, look at that. Like, just by brushing them up. And this doesn't really, like, I know with a lot of other brow products, they kind of get it on your skin almost. And with these, they don't. It's really good with just kind of pushing them up, adding a little tint to the brows, but not overdoing it. And not also getting it on your skin, because I've used so many and they all just like will stain my skin and not look good. Look at the difference. I just dropped that. Oh my gosh, okay. It's a little chaotic. Look at the difference. Are we for real? I love it. And I used to really fill in my brows before putting on brow gel, but I really came to brows are the framing of your face, okay? I'm not like a makeup artist. I was gonna become a makeup artist for a little bit because I know a lot about makeup. I spoke too soon. It was because I dropped it and I sticked it back in. But okay, we'll fix it. But if that happens, it's super easy to clean up. So just ignore that. But I was gonna become a makeup artist for a little bit just because I just know so much about it. But anyways, back to the video. The thing that frames your face is your brows. So when doing my makeup, I'm always gonna start off with my brows. If I'm doing a natural look, if I'm doing like a really glam look, my brows are always going to come first. And the way that your natural brows like arch and kind of go on your face is literally what shapes your face. So I think always starting off with your natural brows and kind of letting those frame your face and then going in to perfect them with like a brow product to fill them in is personally my favorite way. So obviously here's how they look right now. And I'm just gonna go in with any spoolie and kind of just clean those little parts up a little bit. It literally comes right off, like look at that. And do you guys see how like good and bushy my brows look right now? I love a good bushy brow. So that's my favorite. So you can just kind of go in with your spoolie too and kind of like brush it through a little bit. And you're gonna not want to shape them just yet. You kind of wanna let them sit and stand up like that. I hope I'm doing this good. I haven't done like a video like this in a really long time. So anyways, you can use the back of this to kind of squish them. I don't. The only thing I do sometimes is I'll go like this to the front to kind of make sure that the front stays. But other than that, I really don't do much with it. And if I am filling in my brows, usually I wouldn't do this for every day, but since I'm gonna do it for the video just because it's on video. You can take any black eyeshadow color. That's what I use. I'm just gonna go into the Makeup by Mario palette. This is a freaking mess. Don't judge me. I don't keep my makeup clean. I don't know how people keep their makeup clean. I'm not gonna fill them in the front. I'm only gonna do the back a little bit. So as you guys can see, there's just some things that aren't as full on the back area, so I just kind of create little strokes with the brush. Nothing crazy, not overdoing it, because I used to have box brows, okay? The Anastasia dip brow was my holy grail, and honestly, I'm not mad at it. I think it was such a look back then, but now I would never do that for my makeup. So I just like really super simple brows, a cute little natural brow moment, and just putting little strokes at the end kind of to just fill it in and make them pop a little bit more. So yeah, just like this. And that's it. Those are my brows. So my brows are super simple. They're honestly probably the easiest part of my makeup, I would say. My eyes and mascara are what take me the longest. Then you're gonna go ahead and start just almost, I don't really know how to explain it. I just shook my whole thing. So you guys see how I'm just kind of like doing that. I don't really know what to call it, but just shaping them a little bit more. And that's how they look. I'm gonna show you guys really quick with this ring light so you guys can see them. This is how they're looking. I don't carve them out because I feel like it looks too cakey. So we're not gonna carve them out. If you wanna add that step in, you can. It's like completely up to you. But now we can start our eyes. So I always kind of go for like brushes like this with my eyes. I don't really like to use a whole bunch of brushes. I feel like you can literally use 2 and get a really nice eye look. I do eyeliner with powder. I feel like it looks cleaner. It also just gives like a more natural eyeliner smudged look, which I really love. I don't really like sharp eyeliner, so this is my way of doing it. And if you guys want to follow my makeup routine, you guys can do it and add in, you know, whatever differences you guys want to add in. Sorry, I had to move that. So it's completely up to you. And honestly, it depends on the day, because sometimes I use completely different eyeshadow palettes. I really switch between the Makeup by Mario one, this Dior one, which is so freaking good, or I'll just go into like a bronzer palette. Physicians Formula is probably one of my favorite drugstore companies next to Milani. They are so good. And just like a palette like this and go in with like a bronzer for eyeshadow. But today I'm going to use the Dior one because this is my one that I mostly use. So we're gonna open that up, and this is a beautiful palette. If there's one makeup brand that I know would never sponsor me, but I would literally cry if they did, it would be Dior, because Dior is just Dior. Like, hello. So anyways, we're gonna go in and I'm gonna take this shade at the bottom. It's like an orangey shade. I really like just a bronzed eye, so I don't prime my lids or anything like that. Like I said, if I'm doing a little bit more glam makeup, this is just like my normal go-to look. So if I'm going out and like I want like a more glam look, obviously I'll probably put some concealer and like carve out my brows a little bit on the bottoms. But for just my everyday normal go-to makeup routine, I'm not gonna do that. So we're just gonna go ahead, blend that out a little bit. And honestly, what I was gonna talk to you guys about with like the TMI girl stuff is I've been getting a lot of DMs asking like some of these questions. So I figured that I would just like knock out this in this video, just because I was like, you know, probably all my like girl subscribers are gonna be watching this. So I was like, I'll just talk to them about it in this video. So a lot of people have been asking me just like, how do you know when it's right to, when it's like, okay, I don't know if I can like say the word on here, so I'm not, but when it's time to have that time with your partner. A lot of girls have been asking me, they're like, me and my boyfriend have been together for a while and I just don't know if I'm ready, but it feels right. Like, they've been sending me just a lot of stuff, so I figured I would just talk about that. And I want to first start off by saying that you will know when you're ready, and you just want to make sure that you're not being pressured into anything, because a lot of the times you'll think you're ready and it will get to the moment and you're not at all. Also, I'm using a bigger brush to kind of just blend this in a little bit more nicely so it looks more like airbrushed into the skin. You'll know when you're ready. I feel like you can think you're ready all you want, but it's really gonna matter in the moment before it happens. And I feel like it's something that a lot of people just judge everyone for. And if you think you're ready, that's all that matters. And if you're being safe and it's with someone you really, really love, then it's okay. I feel like too, a lot of people kind of regret their first times because they end up doing it with someone that they didn't really have true feelings for and they thought they did. So you just really want to make sure that you are with the right person and someone that's also going to like care for you during it. I've been seeing a lot of TikToks about aftercare, and aftercare is so important. I literally cannot stress it enough. We're gonna come back to this. I'm just gonna tell you guys really quick what I'm doing also. I'm gonna go back to this brush and I'm gonna take this brown shade up here. This kind of just creates like a nice blended out eye look. So I just kind of go in and put that right there and just kind of blend it upward into the eye. And then I'm gonna take that bigger brush and blend everything else. So you can, it just adds like a little dimension. I don't even know if I'm saying the right words, but you know what I mean. So yeah, aftercare is very important. And I think you need to make sure that the person you're with is gonna give you that treatment. Because one of the most important things about that time with your partner is that it's supposed to feel special and it's supposed to feel like you guys are in love. And if it doesn't, you're not with the right partner. And you guys know me, I am spiritual as hell. And let me tell you one thing, that your body will 100% warn you about someone. And I've even been seeing this a lot, which is so crazy because I'm so glad that people are like starting to talk about it on social media and kind of like telling people about it, because I feel like if you don't really know a lot about like spiritual things and you don't really look into it, you wouldn't quite know about this. But your bodies very much will reject someone, especially when you become so intimate with someone where you guys are literally giving each other your energies. And so that's why it's another thing to just be so careful about who you are giving yourself to. Obviously, do you. No one's going to judge you. Do whatever you want. But remember that that is going to take a toll on your spiritual health, and you really do exchange your energies with someone. So you have to remember that if you're feeling like really anxious or really stressed out, or just like even sometimes you might even feel like grossed out with yourself, that could be a sign of your body rejecting them. So make sure to check that out. You guys can like look it up and stuff like that, but I'm telling you guys, we can get back into it. I'm just gonna tell you guys what I'm doing real quick. Anyways, goodbye to this. We're gonna bring out the Makeup by Mario, and now we're gonna do the eyeliner part. This is really cool. I love this part of my makeup, honestly. It's my favorite part. So here's what the eyes are looking like. They look a little weird in this lighting, but as you can see, it's really nicely blended. It doesn't look like blotchy or anything. So that's how it's looking. But yeah, so now we're gonna take a little angled brush. I use the same brush that I used for my eyebrows. And we're just gonna kind of go in with it. So I start off, I start off by pulling my eye a little bit, just so I can kind of get the inner corner right there, because that's kind of where you want it to start. But I start off by kind of just going downward like this. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect because you're using powder. So this is gonna end up more looking like a smudged like look than an actual eyeliner, but it just makes such a difference. So we're just gonna kind of go like that, and then also taking right here and kind of just going up with it. Also like bringing it kind of on the lash line, so you have that dark lash line, because a dark lash line is going to literally take your makeup to the next level. I'm telling you guys, dark lash lines they're your best friend in makeup. They just make such a difference. So you could leave it like that and blend it out and make it look like a smudge. That's what I used to do. And then I started actually making it into like a sharper look, just because I like the way it looks more. So as you can see, that literally looks like I just did my eyeliner. But you're kind of going to want to go over it a couple times because it is powder, so it's not going to look as dark if you don't do that. So you definitely are going to want to make sure you do this a couple times. But just kind of keep repeating that. Put it out as long as you want it. Like sharpen it as much as you want. Literally do it however you want it. Everyone does their eyeliner differently, because also everyone's eyes are different and shaped differently. So obviously do your eyeliner how your eyes are going to look the best with it. I'm going to do both my eyes, and I'm going to come back because this is going to take me, I told you guys, this is what takes me the longest. So I'll be back and I'll show you guys the finished result. Okay, so I'm back and this is how it's looking. I don't know if you guys watched the little time lapse I added in, but you guys can tell that I go in with a thicker brush and I just add a little bit of like me rubbing it in, so it kind of adds that smoked out look, because that's kind of what you want. And you guys could do this with real eyeliner and just not do the smoke out and have like a more clean eyeliner look. I personally just don't like it. I never have. I've always liked the smoked out look way better than actual eyeliner. I don't know why. I just feel like it fits my eye better and it looks better and it just doesn't look so harsh. So yeah. And you can also clean this up with like some concealer if you wanted to. I don't. But this is what it looks like. So it looks a little messy, honestly. This is what it looks like. But it's like a good messy. Like you want the messy look. If you're going for wow. If you're going for my type of makeup, you want the messy look. So anyways, I'm also going to go ahead and kind of blend like this, so everything can kind of just go really smoothly together. Now we're going to do eyelashes. So my eyes are super, super sensitive. I cannot wear false lashes, but I can wear these bad boys because these are literally my holy grail. Okay, these are the just press and go, and when I tell you guys, these have saved my life because you don't have to use eyelash glue. You just press them on and they stay all day, and you just use like micellar water or makeup remover to remove them, and they've literally changed my life. They look so freaking good. I don't use these every day though. They're only used for special occasions because even these irritate my eye a little bit. Not as much as normal false lashes, thankfully. But yeah, I just really don't care to wear lashes. I kind of stay away from them. I'm a big mascara girl. So you can get an eyelash curler and curl your lashes. I get really scared of eyelash curlers, so I don't do it for a very long time. I just go in for like a couple seconds, and honestly, this even scares me already. But these are what my natural eyelashes are looking like. I thankfully have very naturally long and like good lashes. I don't use any lash serums. I really want to because I feel like it could really up my lash game. But as of right now, I don't. I said this already, I think, but I am a messy mascara girl. I really love my eyes to just pop. And obviously, you guys know I have brown eyes. So nothing wrong with brown eyes. I love brown eyes. I think they're so gorgeous. They get a little bit lighter in the sun. They look really dark right now. But if you have darker eyes, this makeup is definitely for you. I don't really know what this type of makeup is called, but I get compliments on my eyes a lot when I'm out. And I definitely think it's because of the way I do my makeup. Just like doing these little things to kind of make your eyes pop. Because literally, I was at the bookstore one day, and this like guy that was working there, he was like an older guy. Like not older, but like it wasn't like he was hitting on me, okay? I was asking him for help to find this certain book, and he was like, your eyes are so like beautiful, wow. And I was like, oh my god, thank you. So, and also like randomly, like people will tell me that my eyes are really pretty. So if you have really big brown eyes like I do, this is a good makeup routine. I don't know where my I'm stupid. My mascara is right there. If you have an empty mascara, you're going to need this. I love to keep an empty mascara always on hand because it literally makes the biggest difference. But I also have like full ones. These are my holy grail mascaras. Love these two. They're from Essence. They're like $3. This one is great too. The princess one. I feel like this one went viral on TikTok for a while. It's really good. It's not like my favorite one, but I like it. And you know, if one day I want to use it, I'll use it. But you want your empty mascara one that still has like a little bit left, and then you want to do this BADgal. So this BADgal mascara, I tried it recently and I'm obsessed with it. Now the trick is to the eye thing, and what's gonna make your eyelashes look like they're false lashes without being falsies. And if you guys don't have like the most natural long lashes, you guys can add in some individuals on the end, and that's all you gotta do. You don't have to wear a whole strip lash. Individuals are gonna do the trick, and add mascara to your individuals, and I'm telling you guys, it's gonna look so good. But if you have long lashes already and you don't really like lashes like me, this is what I do. So you're gonna want to, I do both eyes at a time. I can't do one and then the other one. You just kind of want to go in, and this, as you can see, it's already doing something. So you just want to use a really good mascara, and this is also like a pretty it's not clumpy, it's just really, really thick. So like, do you guys see that already? You guys can already see it. So you really want to make sure you're not overdoing it with this one, especially in areas like where it's closer to the inner corner. I don't like my mascara to be clumpy over there, but I love it to be clumpy over here where I'm doing it right now, because that's where you want your eye to pop and to kind of blend in with the eyeliner that we smudged out in the beginning. So as you can see, I could literally just leave it like that. Like it looks so good already. But we're gonna do a little bit more because we want it to pop. So I kind of just brush it through, whatever. And this is kind of just like the normal first coat. And you're really gonna focus on, you know, this side of your lashes and making this look really nice and like pretty. Then you're gonna take a spoolie. I'm gonna use this little one that I use for my brows, and I'm just gonna make sure that I'm brushing them out and making sure there's no clumps at all. See, my mascara process and my eyes are very long. When I get to my face, it takes me like a good 10-15 minutes, I'm done. But this is kind of what takes me the longest, just because it has to be perfect or else I will literally start my makeup all over again. Your eyes, that's another thing, is a lot of people focus on their face in their makeup, and that's great. Like, your face is a big part of makeup, but when you're doing your eyes, that's what's going to be the center of attention on your face. That's what's going to grab the attention. So you want to make sure that your eyes are honestly the best part of your makeup. So anyways, once they look like that, here's where I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna like go ham, honestly, like literally just going like this on the edges. So as you can see, they're getting super long on the edges. We're gonna brush them out and we're gonna do some things to make them not look like that, but you literally just want to go crazy with it. And if you get a little bit of mascara on your eyelid, we'll clean it up. It's not a big deal. I love how we're saying will because I'm like talking about us. But anyway, so yeah, you're just gonna... Also, I'm gonna answer more TMI questions. I had like 2 more that I've been seeing a lot that I wanted to answer. So we'll answer those once I'm not doing something that I'm like so focused on, because you guys know this is the most important step. So anyways, we're just really going in there. This is where I like it to kind of look messy and all that. So, okay. Once it looks like this, you can go ahead and stop. This side looks better. I need to add a little bit more to this side. And as long as you make sure you're cleaning off all your mascara before bed, you're good. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to put that much on my like eyelashes, I don't want to ruin them, but it's fine. As long as you're like making sure that you're giving them the care they need after, you're literally fine. Anyways, you're gonna go ahead and just kind of brush this out, and look at that, that does not look good right now. It literally looks so clumpy, but we're gonna fix it. So just go ahead, separate them. Now you're gonna go into your empty mascara tube, and this is kind of where it just like puts everything together. I don't really know how it does it, but it does. And as you guys can see, my lashes literally, like, they might look a little spidery, but that's my goal, okay? That's how I like my makeup to look. And yeah, so look at that. You can go back in with the spoolie if you want to like clean up certain places. I like to kind of go on the top and like push them together a little bit, but you can do whatever you want. I'm like so focused right now. I'm gonna take a brush also and clean up all that mascara that got on my lids. Literally, if you just take a dry brush, once it's dry, it will just come right off. So anyways, I'm gonna take this bigger spoolie now and just like give it one brush through, and then I'm gonna show you guys the end result. And like I said, if you guys don't want something so like messy mascara look, you guys can do it differently. This is just how I do my messy mascara look. So whoa, what just happened? Oh, okay, my phone like glitched out. This is how it looks. I love it. I think it just really shapes my eyes, but obviously do whatever you guys want to do. It's a little messy down here, but that's why you do your eyes first. So now we're gonna get into the face. Okay, this is a mess. This is what I mean. This is why I don't film makeup videos, because I'm so chaotic. But if you guys want more makeup videos, let me know, because I'll do them. So put your mascara back. We can take these bad boys out now. I'm gonna go ahead and like brush my hair. My hair is looking real flat. It needs like some volume. I don't know what is going on. So anyways, we're just gonna put it behind our ears. We're looking like a little egg right now, but it's okay. And so first I start off with this. You're gonna put this all over your face, and then you're gonna take a moisturizer over the primer. I like this one. I would never, ever, ever use this moisturizer for a daily moisturizer. But under makeup, it looks beautiful, so I use it. And I swear it makes my makeup like just look really dewy and pretty. But as an everyday moisturizer, I would never use it. I use the La Roche-Posay moisturizer for oily skin because I have really oily skin. And I put that on already before I even started my makeup for the day. But this, for under makeup, yes. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to answer your guys' other TMI question, which was about feminine hygiene. So I have a good amount of tips, especially considering I own a feminine brand. If you guys haven't shopped it, go shop it. It's feeldivineco.com. Anyways, I like to use a makeup spatula to get this out. You can use your fingers. I just like it. I don't know. So this one is something that Feel Divine doesn't have, which I honestly wish we have, and I want to. This would be like a really dream for us to come out with, is on-the-go wipes. So these are really, really important, and especially having these in your bag when you're out is really like a good feminine hygiene trick. So you can find them at like any CVS, Walmart, Target, literally anywhere. Whenever you use the bathroom, or maybe you just like have been like super sweaty all day, you're at a theme park and you just want to like a quick freshen up, those are going to be your best friend. And literally just keep them in your bag, keep them in your bathroom, like have a couple packs and just go in and literally use them as like a quick wipe, and they're just gonna like freshen you up without like irritating the skin. You can always get like ones for extra sensitive skin. That's what I use because I have really sensitive skin. So you can find those. Sorry guys, my like mascara, see that it like kind of get a little bit there, but it's fine. I just kind of rub it in aggressively until it gets off. So those are definitely one that I would say if you're trying to really like up your feminine hygiene, that's one of them for sure. Also when you're shaving, so a lot of people think, obviously when you shave your legs and stuff, you go in with an exfoliator, and then you're gonna go in with your shaving oil or shaving cream, whatever it is you use when you shave. So a lot of people don't really get a smooth shave on their feminine area because they think that they can't do that. And there are products for that. So obviously for the bikini area, you don't want to put it under, like over like the lips or anything like that. But for the bikini area, that's even a really sensitive area that people don't realize is like super sensitive. So you're gonna want to use like a feminine oil and a feminine like exfoliator, and we actually have those at Feel Divine. I don't know if, I'm sure there is other brands that have it. I love Feel Divine's ones. They're amazing. They're really sensitive scrubs and oils, and I love them for shaving down there. They literally changed the freaking game. Next, I'm gonna put this e.l.f. Halo Glow, and I'm gonna blend that in with a beauty blender, and I'm gonna put that all over my skin. But that is a big change. So if you're trying to up your shaving level down there, especially because I know that it can be hard to get a really good clean shave down there just because you feel like you can't really put as much down there as you could like on your legs to help shaving, which if you find the right products and the safe products, you absolutely can. So definitely look into that. And just using like a good wash. Obviously you don't even need a scent as long as you're going in with a nice unscented wash. That's great. If you like scents, use a scent. It's completely up to you, and you want to make sure you're using, if it does have a scent in it, most of the time if it has a scent, that's what's going to throw off your pH balance. So you want to make sure you're using like one that has ingredients in it to like regulate your pH balance. So for example, with Feel Divine, if some of our stuff has scents in it, we have ingredients in it that are gonna help to normalize your pH balance. So just make sure you're looking for that, using any feminine blush. And also too, A lot of people are like so quick to be like, oh, don't use like feminine wash down there, it only needs water. Yes, the inside does. The inside, you do not need to do anything. It's obviously self-cleaning in there, and it would be terrible if you put something in there that would cause an infection. You want to be really careful with that. But the outside is not self-cleaning. So the skin around that is just like your skin anywhere else. It's going to sweat. It's not going to smell the greatest if it's not getting the care that it deserves. Just like, say, your armpits or your legs, you know, literally anywhere on your body. If you're not like washing it and giving it that care, it's not going to smell its best. So a lot of people get confused with that. They're like, well, you don't need feminine products because it cleans itself. And yes, it does clean itself, but that's inside of you. That's not the outside part. So I always tell people, as long as you're using it outside, you're going to already see a huge difference, but you're also going to be completely safe. So those are like my main tips with like feminine hygiene. I always tell people those when they ask, because I feel like those are just a lot that people don't really know, but they should know. So anyways, that already looks beautiful, and honestly, I could literally leave that as a foundation, but we're not, because we want to look extra smooth. These are the foundations I use. I use this Morphe one and this NARS one, and I like to use the littlest amount of these. When I tell you guys, literally maybe like 1 pump. So you're gonna take your Morphe one or whatever one you use, and you're gonna bring your spatula back out. That much. Do you see how little the amount is of that? Foundation is great. It makes the skin literally look so nice if you're using the right one, but you don't want to overdo foundation because that's what's gonna make your skin look so cakey. So a great like thing that's not foundation to use is like the e.l.f. Halo Glow. So that's why that is like kind of covering most of my face, and then we have like the tiniest amount of foundation that you're going to blend into that. I'm going to go in with the NARS one now. I really just like the both of these, and I can't choose, and I think together they make like a really great combo. Same thing, this one is a little bit more than that one just because it has like a bigger pump, but this one we're going to put on the chin also. So literally look at that. Very, very little amount, but it's really gonna do a big change to your skin. I'm gonna take in my beauty blender and I'm gonna really focus on just blending this in kind of in this area, because this area is not gonna look cakey. But if I'm gonna blend a bunch of foundation over my nose, it's gonna look really cakey. So that's why I always tell people go in with like the e.l.f. Halo Glow or kind of like maybe like a tinted moisturizer, then take your foundation and put it somewhere that isn't gonna look cakey and that you need coverage in, like your chin. Blend it out, but don't put it right here, that's gonna look cakey. So if you're blending it in really well and like taking the excess and like maybe putting a little bit over this just so it's blended in really nicely, it's gonna look really good and it's not gonna look cakey. So just look, like it just looks like a really, really smooth base. And I'm not the biggest fan of like foundation and stuff on my forehead. I recently started doing it just because I feel like it makes like a difference. And if you have baby hairs like me, you know the freaking struggle. They're always in the way when I'm trying to do my forehead. I also don't use a contour or anything like that. I feel like it looks really cakey on me. So I like to just go in with bronzer and use that as a contour. So now your face is gonna look like this. I'm gonna show you guys in the lighting. So look how smooth this looks. It doesn't look cakey, it still looks like skin, and that's what I love. So now we're gonna go in with concealer. I let my concealer sit for a little bit, like a good couple seconds. Up to you. Oh, it's right here. This is the one I use, Born This Way. I have been using this for as long as I can remember. It's been my go-to since I think I stopped using Tarte Shape Tape back in like 2017, 2018, I don't know. That was my go-to just because literally everyone used it. And I used to be like a big YouTube watcher. Like when I tell you guys, I was like obsessed with watching makeup videos when I was younger, and I think that's like the only reason why I kind of sort of know how to do makeup was because I was so obsessed. Also, I'm only applying my concealer to my under eyes and then if I have any blemishes. So obviously you guys saw I had a lot of acne scarring there, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of an extra layer over those spots where I kind of feel like I need it. Nothing crazy, nothing that's gonna look too harsh and look cakey, so a very small amount. And I'm also not gonna put it like here on my chin, that looks cakey. Everyone's skin is different, but for me, that's how I do it to avoid cakiness. But I used to be like the biggest like beauty guru fan. Like I would literally watch everyone. And yeah, so I think that's kind of how like I learned how to do makeup. And now I'm sitting here and I feel like I'm like a little beauty girl. So when I first started doing YouTube, I did a lot of like beauty videos. I don't know if you remember, but I would do them a lot. Sometimes I wonder if I should get back into it, but I just feel like people don't really like it on my channel. That's why I stopped to begin with. But if you guys want it back and want me to do like makeup challenges, I will. Because I love sitting behind this vanity and doing my makeup. Now, I'm going to go in with my sponge and I'm just going to blend it out. Kind of pay attention to the way I blend it, because that has a big part too of how my makeup comes out. The way you blend in your concealer is really going to like depend where it's going to stay and where it's going to give you the most coverage. So like obviously I'm just pushing this really nicely right here, not sliding it, but this I'm going to kind of use for all of my under eye. And I like to kind of blend this over the nose a little bit, because you don't want that awkward patch of like concealer and then no concealer. And you can even use some of this to kind of blend into your forehead. And that's what I mean. This stuff is going to go a really long way. So when people are like, oh, why don't you put concealer up there? It's because this stuff is already going to move up there. You don't need to like put so much. Then I'm going to go ahead and go like this with this one. And this is also going to clean up my little like eye thing that I did with like the smudging. You see that? You see that? Looking great, looking great. I've changed my makeup so much over the years, and I feel like every time I say the same shit, I'm like, this is really my makeup for my face. Truth is, you're never ever going to stop changing your makeup routine. Different products come out, you try new things, you change as a person. So your makeup routine is always going to change. Even if it's in little ways, it's always going to change a little bit. So obviously this might not be the same makeup routine I'm doing next year. That's why I like to do updated makeup routines, because I learn more and that way I can like teach you guys it and all of that. I always wash my hands after I do my makeup. It's like a pet peeve of mine. So now that we have this, I'm going to show you guys what it looks like in the light. So this is going to be a really long video. I promise you guys it's going to be worth it. Look at that. It literally looks like skin. Like, are we for real? So anyways, you're going to take your setting spray. I use this one. I've used this one. Before I used to use the all-nighter. I like this one better. And you can get the jumbo size. And I use a lot of setting spray. I like to do it when my face is wet. It sets in all the wet products, so in case you miss a spot of powder, it's still gonna nicely be set on your face. So just a light spray, nothing too crazy. And you're going to want to dry that a little bit, and then go back in with your beauty blender and just push everything in really, really nicely. And also, before you put on powder, putting on a setting spray is like a game changer. I'm not really sure why, but it's always been like that for me. So just kind of pushing that all in. Here's my skin. It's looking so nice, literally beautiful. We're done with the beauty blender. We can take out our powder and our powder puff. If you don't have a powder puff, I feel like almost everyone does now. I feel like they became really popular. This singular thing literally makes your makeup. I use the Fit Me powder in Fairlight. This stuff has been my shit since I started doing my makeup, and I like didn't know what makeup was, and I would go to CVS and just get what I could find. And I've tried a lot of different setting powders. I've tried Laura Mercier, I've tried the Airspun. I've tried literally everything. I've tried Huda Beauty. I've literally tried everything, and nothing compares to this. I will always go back to this. You're going to want to take it, but this is where you want to pay attention. You're going to want to, when you blend it under, make sure you blend it over your nose. Because like I said, your nose is going to get that awkward line, and it's just not going to look good. So you want to make sure when you're doing this, you're blending it over the nose. And I'm not really baking. I'm more so just pushing the powder in. I'm not like leaving a huge amount of powder on. I'm just pushing this into the skin. And that's all you gotta do. I'm not the biggest fan of baking. I kind of feel like it makes it look cakey. I know some people like it. For me, there's a lot of things I don't do just because I have such oily skin. My skin will get super oily and just will look really nasty. So this is the way I like to do my makeup. And obviously you guys can change anything and do it in your own way. So there we go. And I just kind of like to put my powder with this thing in areas that I think need the most like smoothing help. So I like to put it here. Just patting away. It should be like ASMR, like. Then I'm also gonna put it on my forehead. And if it gets in the brows, we're gonna rebrush them out with like a spoolie to get all the product out of them so they can look like their beautiful selves before they got any product on them. Okay, so now we look like this and I look like a ghost. I'm gonna take a flat brush and I'm just kind of gonna brush this in. And I'm also gonna take some Access powder and just kind of dust that over, making sure everything gets set in with the powder because I don't have any cream blush on. I don't have any cream contours, so you definitely want to make sure that the base stays on your face. I don't like cream products. I don't think they look good, and honestly, I think they make my makeup look so cakey. So I use powder. I feel like it's like so old school, but I like it. So there we go. I just brushed them out and obviously they look amazing again. They don't have powder on them. They're looking good. So leave your powder out because we're going to need it again. But now that your face looks like this and we look like a literal ghost, as you can see, you see what I mean? That always happens and there's always like a little part of my face that gets like a little dry spot. Literally just go in and like rub it with your powder puff. And it should fix it. Like, yeah, see? It's fixed. So, that's just like a little trick that I do. Now we're going to take our bronzer. I use the Dark Deep by MAC. It's my favorite. I've used so many different companies, but I always go back to my roots. Like, I always go back to these products. And over the years, I really started, like, getting into, like, expensive makeup and, like, spending like $400 at Sephora for like 5 products, and they just never do me as well as these original products that I've used since like 2018. So I always go back to them. And when I'm doing my bronzer, this is how I like to do my bronzer. I use a lot of bronzer. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I love that bronzed look. And as you guys can see, I'm like super tan, but my neck and face don't tan. So a lot of people always say my face looks orange, but I'm like, literally, it's the same. Like, do you see the difference in my neck and right there? I don't tan. I don't know if you guys can see because the lighting's kind of bad in here, but it's a big difference. So I kind of just really like to make my face look tan so it matches my body. And I'm really big with putting them in my temples. I really love like a good bronze temple. And I don't really like to like go too crazy with like contouring with it. I will put some on my nose too, but I kind of just like to go like that. And I have this palette. Butter bronzer is definitely a go-to for me. I like to mix bronzers, honestly, because like when you mix makeup, it just looks so good. I don't really know what it is, and butter bronzer smells so good that I'm like always willing to put it on my face. So that's another thing. I like to put it on the chin, on the ears a little bit, really get it blended in. I can put that away for now, just like the tiniest amount. Oh, I'm gonna take a bigger brush now. I really like this one for it because it has that angle and it's like really big. And I'm just kind of gonna do my neck and my face and all of that. And I'm gonna come back when I'm done. I know this takes me a while because I'm very precise about how my bronzer looks. So BRB. Okay, so here's how it looks. I love it, and we're gonna carve it out so it looks cleaner. But first, we're gonna put on some blush. That's how it's looking. And don't worry, there's always like black that gets under my eye. I'm gonna clean it up with a Q-tip. So I have these two blushes. I really like this Milani one, and I also really like this Morphe one. I like a more like cool, dark toned blush. I'm gonna go in with this one. And I don't really know what it is. I like to use a small, dense brush like this, and I like to literally just like dab it in right here. I don't know. I just don't really love pink blushes. I like this like more like sunburnt bronzed look. So that's kind of just what I've always done. And I just put it kind of in all the places you see me putting it. I like to put it on my chin. I don't really know why. I've never known why, but I do it. And once that's done, my base is basically completely done except for highlighter. So for my highlighter, I'm gonna use this Dior palette. I love it. But first I am going to cut these out really quick. So we're gonna go with some more powder, the Fit Me one, grab our little guy right here and just kind of carve that out. So I actually was being a hypocrite because I do bake, but I like forget that this is baking because I don't really leave it on for that long. And honestly, I forget that I did this, but this is a major step for me. So here's how it looks, and I just do it so it looks a little bit more cleaner, and then we don't want to waste any of this excess powder. So now I'm gonna take that big flat brush. My back hurts so bad, guys, and we're gonna brush that off. So you guys see like how quick that was, and like look already. So really blend that out, make sure it doesn't look too harsh. And yeah, now we're gonna do highlight. Oops, don't know what's going on. Okay, so I take this for my nose, and just I mix the first two, and I'd like to draw like a little exclamation point on my nose. So I go up first, blend that in with my finger, then I'm gonna make just like a little tiny thing down here, blend that in a little bit with my finger, and then I'm going to take this bigger brush and put this on like other areas of my face. I don't like a lot of this, so I do like a super light dust over. I'm gonna show you guys in the light now. So it's just, you can barely see it, but in the sun it has like a nice little glow to it. I might put like a little bit more on this side. And that's my base. And now we're gonna do my inner corner, which I don't use this one. I use like a more harsh one because I just love inner corner so much. So I go back into this bad boy because Physicians Formula has the best butter highlighter ever. And I'm actually gonna look for a new brush to do this with because I feel like the brush I have isn't. I'm gonna use, actually no, I'm gonna use the same one I use for my nose. Or does this one have anything on it? I'm gonna use this one. So a little brush like this. I'm gonna take this color right here, tap it off, and put that in my inner corner. And do you guys see how like bright and beautiful that is? Like, it's so gorgeous. This is my first time using it actually in a while because I just bought it again. I was out and I was using the Dior one for the longest, but everyone used to always ask me, I just want to know what she has on her inner corners, like in my TikToks. And this is what it is because it's so freaking good. This is why I can never do a makeup tutorial on TikTok, because this is gonna be like a 30-minute long video because I talk a lot. Okay, so I'm also gonna take my big fluffy brush and kind of just blend that in a little bit. You don't want it to look too harsh, so I always do this. And now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get a Q-tip and I'm gonna clean up the bottoms, but look at that inner corner shine. It's not like overdone, it's just beautiful. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna clean this up and I'll be back. Okay, so I am back. I just went ahead and cleaned my lips off, cleaned my under eyes off. I'm gonna take the same brush, kind of brush a little bit of excess color under there so it's not so plain underneath my eyes. Now I'm gonna go in with some mascara under her layer, because under eye mascara is literally what makes such a difference too. If you don't do under eye mascara, you are seriously missing out, because that stuff is amazing and it never fails. I feel like it just like makes you look like a doll when you have under eye mascara, so I'm a big fan of it. Anyways, I'm just putting that on. Same thing with every time I do mascara. I'm gonna take a spoolie and we're gonna brush those bad boys out, because you do not want it to look clumpy at all. That is like a pet peeve of mine. Then we're gonna go ahead, take this brush back and kind of brush it out a little bit, make it look a little messy. So this is like my messy makeup routine. Here's how it looks in the light. Beautiful. Now we're gonna do my lips. Lippy time. Honestly, any color you want. I have so many different brands and they're all like this color. I really like a nude brown, pinkish nude brown kind of color, and I don't overline or anything. I just follow my natural lips just like that, and I just kind of go in. And I still have some Aquaphor left on. I'll apply Aquaphor throughout the day to my lips constantly, so that's also why it's gonna glide on so nicely, because you have that Aquaphor. And it doesn't have to be perfect because we're gonna blend it. So if it looks like that, you did it right. Oh my god, something's in my eye. I hate when something gets in my eye after I do my makeup. I'm just gonna go like this with my finger. And you're done. That's it. That's how you get my makeup. And you're gonna spray your face with setting spray. Obviously, don't leave your house if you don't do this, because you're probably gonna get it all over someone, or who knows. Spray your face, drench it. I do, because I like that shit to stay. Then leave something in your vanity like this that you can fan your face with, because it really does such a difference than your hands. I promise, it will really do it better than your hands. So let this dry, and ta-da! Still looks like skin, still really, really pretty, but a nice little natural smoked out everyday glam. And this is how you get my everyday makeup. Love y'all. Bye. Stay safe with the hurricane also. I don't know when I'm gonna drop this, but if it's April 30th, stay safe. Love you. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, tap the bell. Let me know if you guys want more makeup videos, and I will see you guys next time.